What is up, you guys? It's your boy Nathan. We're back with another video. We have a UFC fight night this week. We have the return of the former UFC bantamweight champion after serving a 2-year drug suspension for EPO. TJ Dillashaw returns, and let's get into it. First up, we have a battle of two young flyweight women prospects, and we have 13th ranked Miranda Maverick taking on Macy Barber, 14th ranked in the division. They're the two youngest fighters, ranked fighters in the division. Macy Barber was on a basically on a jetpack all the way up to the top until she hit a roadblock, and she's lost back-to-back fights now. Uh, she's taking on Miranda Maverick, who's on the opposite side of the spectrum. She has two wins in the UFC, and she has a rank to her name, and she's looked very decisive in both of them. And basically, this is a battle of currently the better prospect in the division. I think Miranda Maverick has a game plan here. She has to use grappling because she's seen that that's where Macy Barber is deficient in at the moment. She's lost both the fights predominantly due to clinching, body control, and groundwork. So if Miranda Maverick can probably execute a game plan similar to that, she's very likely to get a decision win, and that's how I picked Miranda Maverick to win this by decision. Long-time featherweight contender and long-time staple in the division, Darren Elkins at 25-9, taking on Derek Minner at 26-11. Uh, the wars Darren Elkins has been to is ridiculous, particularly the one with Masad Bektic, where he was down 2 rounds, getting an absolute beating, and then finished him in the third. He's taking on Derek Minner, who's 26 wins, 22 have been submission. Out of his 11 losses, 8 have been by submission. So I think he's quite a risky grappler in that way because he gets submitted a lot as well as submits a lot. So I think this is going to be a big grappling contest. I think whoever has the better grappling chops is going to get this victory. I wouldn't be surprised if it's by submission, but I really think it's going to go to a decision. And I think the younger, more fresher fighter, the less war-torn fighter is Derek Minner, even though he technically has more fights, just simply because of the wars Darren Elkins has been through. And I think that Derek Minner is going to get probably a decision win over Darren Elkins, and it's probably going to be a big grappling fest. And then we have men's bantamweight prospect 9-1 Kyler Phillips with a ranking with a number to his name 13th, I believe, taking on Raulian Paiva, who's coming up on short notice to replace Rafael Assunção. He's ranked in the flyweight division. Uh, I think Kyler Phillips is the more dynamic fighter. He's the fighter that's more finish friendly, and I think Raulian Paiva might not able to manage the strength and weight advantage here. And I think Kyler Phillips has a multiple martial art background, and he's very grappling oriented. And I have a feeling that Kyler Phillips is gonna finish this fight in 2 rounds. I think Kyler Phillips with a KO, round two. And then we have the co-main event, women's bantamweight division. Number third in the world, Aspen Ladd, 9-1, taking on 7-1 Macy Chiasson, who's ranked ninth in the division. Aspen Ladd was riding, he was one fight away from a championship fight against Amanda Nunes. She ran into Jermaine de Randamie and got finished, and that title opportunity went to JDR. And she bounced back with a lovely win over Yana Kunitskaya by a TKO. She's facing Macy Chiasson, who's an Ultimate Fighter winner. She is the Ultimate Fighter featherweight winner. She's dropped down to bantamweight. She's looked very promising in her fights. She's quite a decision-heavy fighter, so you wouldn't be surprised if this goes all 3 rounds. But I feel like Aspen Ladd's going to use a strength, a compact size. I think she's going to take her down. I think she might just ground out Macy Chiasson. This is my opinion. I think it's going to be a ground contested affair, and I think Aspen Ladd's going to edge it. I think a decision win for Aspen Ladd. And then we have the main event of the evening. We have number 2 in the world, Corey Sandman Sandhagen in the bantamweight division, taking on the former UFC bantamweight champion, that of which he had never lost, after serving a 2-year suspension for EPO, TJ Dillashaw. Now, TJ Dillashaw has the more storied career so far. He's had the better performances. He's had the longer tenure in the UFC. He's more well-rounded. He can grapple. He can knock people out. And his shortcut to victory would probably be using his wrestling, because he used to be in a Division 2 college, I believe. I think he used to be at Fullerton, Cal State Fullerton. and he's taking on Corey Sandhagen, who's a WKA kickboxing champion. And he might not be as strong as a wrestler as TJ Dillashaw, but he's a very well-rounded fighter. He has finishes in all kinds of ways: submissions, knees, punches. So he technically has the more diverse amount of finishes. He also has the body type. He's very long, lanky. He can finish people with knees. I think Corey Sandhagen's going to be too much for TJ Dillashaw. 2 years out. Corey Sandhagen's been in the I mean, he's been in the trenches. He's fought Usu to basically run up this whole division. Yes, he has a loss to Aljamain Sterling, who's the current bantamweight champion, but that was a little bit of a shock, especially how it ended. And he'll be looking to get that one back for sure in the future. I think Corey Sandhagen with maybe a late finish, a late TKO, third or fourth round TKO, Corey Sandhagen. If you like the video, guys, please share and subscribe. It really helps my channel a lot. Comment down below who you think is going to win the main event. Curious to see your comments. And I'll see you in the next one.